thank God for heal. Thank God for heal. Thank you. Thank you and Adam for your passion. More and more people have tools and avenues and consciousness to support them in moving forward. And this is and people are reaching for it and they're hungry for it. They want it so badly. People don't want to know, can my body heal? Can I move through trauma? Can I move through loss? People don't want to know it's possible. People want to know how to do it. Mm-hmm. That's what the frustrating thing for me was for so long. I'm like, I don't want to hear it anymore. Please show me the way. And that was the inspiration for me really waking up to LifeLine is I want to know how to have a practice. Not a perfect. Life is ugly. Life gets ugly. Life happens. It's real. People want that. And now more than ever, it has reached a crescendo of reaction where the positives and negatives are at such a dual component with one another that you can't really escape it anymore. And people are coming in to me and my practice with everything. I'm finding people really are ready to work now. I'm finding people are really ready to do the inner work, and people want to learn more than ever, and how humbling that is, because I've been in practice for over 30 years, and so like I feel humbled that like, yeah, I actually saw this coming. So I didn't know how it would happen, but I saw it coming, that there would reach a crescendo, and that crescendo really is now. We're at a tipping point, and an opportunity for people to learn about themselves. What is the mind? Why does it even matter? What is my body? How do I optimize it? What is relationship, intimacy? Mm-hmm. How do I foster secure connections and authentic and meaningful love in my life? People want it, and there's so many great teachers that I'm inspired by in the world, and that I'm excited to be able to help those people that are eager and open.
Yeah, totally. And this is it's never a pretty process, but I feel like throughout time and history, like shit's got to get real bad before it unites and the revolution rises up, and whatever that means. I don't know, that's coming through me right now, but people are searching for another way because our systems, our medical system, our healthcare system, we're one of the richest countries in the world, and we have the worst health statistics and the worst health, kind of institution. It's a sick care system, as we all know very well. So people are now feeling so disempowered after the last 3 years that they're taking their power back. And some, it's too much, and a lot of people are leaving the planet at this time, especially the sensitive ones. So it is like, it's that tipping point, it's that crescendo where stuff has to change because people are going to start to demand a new way because it's just so bad. It's getting so bad. So that's why, thank God for things like the LifeLine Technique
and so many things that are out there, and it's a play on words, but it's real. Going from revolution to evolution, and revolution is I'm in this spinny chair and I spin around and I'm in the same place. But an evolution is I become something more because I went through an experience. And I love that you brought up the sensitive people. People are more sensitive than ever these days. Everyone is. Mm-hmm. On one level or another, we are all really, really sensitive, and people are taking it personally and up in arms, and we live in a warrior society, and what it means to observe that level of sensitivity as you rumble, and to then begin a process of connecting and observing and discerning and learning how to set intention so that you can raise the vibration and use imagination to create mind medicine within yourself, deeper levels of calm and peace and confidence. And there's no cookie cutter approach. There's no one way for everyone, but there is a way for everyone. There's no one way. And I work with people now. The only way I changed how I work with people. I only will work with people for 6 months at a time. I'll only do that now, because the essence of it for me is that I know that there's got to be a real process for change. That's not for everybody, but I have found that in bringing people through their own unique personal, professional, family lives, that change occurs by just being guided in a step-by-step manner, in a consistent, committed, disciplined way that allows the flower to bloom from within.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. And like you said, there's no cookie cutter approach, and maybe that structure and that discipline and that kind of requirement for people to be committed to the work, because it's hard work to look within and to, see what's under the surface, and painful at times, right? So you got to be committed, is not for everybody. And that's why it's so, there's such however many 7.8 billion people on the planet, and there's so many different master teachers and modalities, and I just want to continue sharing things like the LifeLine, so that people can resonate and find what works for them, because you are not going to provide the tool for 7.8 billion people, but thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, so everybody, I just love that everybody is getting their own your expression, your gift to the world, and you've healed thousands of people, helped thousands of people heal, and you've taught other people how to heal themselves and go on and spread that kind of technique and healing. And it's just, I just encourage everybody to get connected with themselves so that they can find what resonates with them, because there's so many different, and it's not just a one-stop shop. Like you said, there's a team, there's a buffet of things that I personally I've experienced so much, and each peels back a different layer and teaches me and reflects back to myself and connects me more to myself, so, but the LifeLine technique is definitely so brilliant. And I think one of the hardest things is to access the subconscious mind and to really learn how to process emotion, especially stuck old emotion that's been looping for a long time. And to have a modality that reflects back to us things that we don't even know we've held on to, and experiences we don't. And your technique really, through muscle testing and then your roadmap, the whole, reflects back to us. It was so unbelievable as I was going through the process. Like you said, it happened at, this thing happened 7 to 8 years old, and you found that through muscle testing. And then it landed, I think, on something like isolation. And it was like you hone in on things.
It's amazing.
Through this language of the body, and the body tells you exactly what's going on or what happened in that person's life, because it is all energy, and it just needed, and it needs, deciphering. It needs someone to translate that, and LifeLine technique is one translation that is really effective. Yeah, it is. And I love that you just said that it is hard work. It is hard work, and some people do and some people don't. Just imagine, I just want you to anyone who's listening, watching, it's like, what if you don't do anything though? What's going to happen if you just ignore the rumbles and, I know that there's technology that's available that could actually influence my health mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. What if I don't do anything? What if I'm just going to just keep doing the same thing? What happens? What's going to happen as a result? Individually, family, culture, humanity, what's going to happen? And everyone has to answer that for themselves. And at the same time, like for me, it's like, okay, my passion is to continue a loving, curious relationship with my subconscious mind. I'm passionate about having a relationship with this invisible part of me that is speaking to me all the time. Right now, while we're talking, all the time, to be passionately connected with this part of me. And there's so much. There's so many different things that support this, but as we just delve into this new realm, like there's people that want to go and land on Mars. Let's go inward. Let's discover this internal realm
of this world that is untapped. The power that emerges as a result of bridging the gap between conscious and subconscious, where there's one part that has not been conscious, and you make that part conscious, you become something that you've always dreamed of, and some things you've never imagined that were possible. Human beings are emerging in this way. We are. And it's a beautiful time to be alive. It's an incredible time. There's so much, as much as there's so much intensity, there's also so much hope. And that's if we take action and we're open to listening and participating in this, we have the ability to impact ourselves and the world that we love.
Yeah, and and there's going to be a lot of people that don't choose the path that we're doing and don't want to look within and keep doing what they're doing, and that's just all part of this cacophony of life, and to each his own. I just know that the more I kind of uncover and discover and reconnect and heal and do this type of work, I can show up and relate to those people in a much more compassionate, present way, let them do their thing, and just process and deal with the crazy things that are happening in the world. So, to each his own and her own, and let them go to Mars if that suits them, and we'll sit here and keep exploring the inner world.
It takes a lot of a conscious maturity to, rather than engage in the reactive tit for tat kind of energy, to be in a place of, I'm going to own my own reaction to this dynamic. It takes courage to be you.
And just logic. I can't control them. I cannot control change.
Right, but it takes courage to show up in the world and want to make a difference, to be in the ring and to really choose to be a shining example of what's possible. And I always find it fascinating, people that throw rocks and are negative and pessimistic, how amazing. And when it does hurt, and it does, because we're human and we're choosing to live with our hearts open, that we have ways that we can keep ourselves present, and then navigate and create healthy boundaries and just move forward. When the light shines, even though there's darkness that's all around, that dark starts to change. And even if we don't see it directly, it does start to change. I know this to be true. I've just witnessed it so many times. It doesn't mean that I don't get triggered. Doesn't mean that I don't have pain. I have plenty. I've got 3 teenagers. I've gone through a divorce. Different things that have happened in my life that are real human things. Yet, as we observe these human things for ourselves and we apply the tools, we really can discover what it means to be a great human, a positive human that adds to humanity.
Yeah. And has a positive human experience. I mean, that's what we're all going for here, right? Oh my gosh. Well, thank you. What are you excited about now? What are you involved in now that you're beyond the LifeLine Technique that you want to share?
Well, I was introduced to this really cool app. We live in a world right now of artificial intelligence is a part of our world right now. And people are really up at arms as far as what that means. Is it going to be used for good? Is it going to be used for bad? And all these projections of what could happen to humanity or not. I was introduced to a app called My Angels. And it's a pure positive platform where people pray for each other. People light candles for each other. People send positive vibes, that rather than it being a place where it's where there's trolling and negativity and bullying and all different kinds of things that happen on every other platform. This is a pure positive platform, and it's just people go there and they're having incredible changes within their own mental health, physical health, life experiences, based upon people thinking about people in a positive, loving light. It's really what it's all about. It's called My Angels. I think it's so cool. And it's easy. You go on there, you ask for a prayer, and you have thousands of people praying for you all at once. That makes a difference. That makes it. If one person praying is huge, let alone on a regular basis when people are sending you positive vibes versus, as we were talking about earlier, negative vibes. That really makes a huge difference in one's life. I've noticed it for myself, and I've shared it with a lot of people. I think it's really cool what they're doing. And
they've, scientifically measured, like Lynn McTaggart and Joe Dispenza, they measure when you're actually sending pure intention, when you're sending healing energy and intention and praying for someone else, you actually have biophysical and physiological positive changes and biochemical changes in your body. So it truly is like, it's been scientifically proven that when you send intention, or when groups of people send intention to people, it really not only affects the receiver, but it affects positively the sender. So it is, I'm going to check it out, but it's a great way if you're going through something to send, ask for help and then receive energy from strangers all over the world. Which again, through Lynn McTaggart and Joe Dispenza's and many others' experiments and scientific, research shows that we're all connected, and that group intention really affects the person receiving, and then also, like I said, the sender. So that's cool. That's a really cool. If you're into that kind of thing, group intention and prayer, and receiving love from all over the world, check out My Angels. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for the work you do and being a positive light on this planet. And it was really good to see you. Infinite love and gratitude.
Infinite love and gratitude. My pleasure. Thanks so much, Kelly.
Thank you for listening to the Heal Podcast. Be sure to tune in for more empowering wisdom and inspiring healing stories. Oh, and make sure you hit the follow button on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts so you don't miss that one episode that holds the answer you've been searching for. And if you feel inspired, we would love you to rate and review us so that we have the opportunity to reach more people. And of course, you can follow us on Instagram for some behind-the-scenes fun and more inspiration at @HealDocumentary and @KellyGorris. Thank you so much, and be well.